scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting any air in them, taking any air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect when I go.
I can't show it on the football. So goddamn hard about holding on to it.
October 9th, 2023. Time marches on, and fantasy football continues to dole out the thrills of victory and the agony of defeat. Everybody out there has probably had a few I'm a fantasy genius moments and a horrible roster decision that makes you wonder why we even play this silly game in the first place. With that being said, it's time for a fantasy wellness check, and the Fantasy Millionaires have you covered. Scott, what do you do when fantasy football makes you sick to your stomach?
That's a good question. It's quite often, actually, daily.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, it's regular. You have to keep it in perspective, and also realize that most people don't know what's going to happen, just like you don't know what's going to happen. No one can predict injuries. No one can predict game flow. No one can predict when players are going to come back and look like Jesus Christ himself, Joe Burrow. We don't know. We don't know. So I think just being, gracious with yourself is a nice place to start. And then also, as hard as it is to say this, unwind your ego from your picks, right? Disinvest yourself a little bit from your ego, and just enjoy the ride, because really football is amazing. We don't know what's going to happen. It's not scripted as much as they want it, to kind of play that angle. So just know there's another day, another dollar to be lost. And honestly, I just re-upped my DraftKings account. I was down to $1 to be able to do the show. I had to put in, a little bit of scratch so we could do our segment at the end, DFS Stacks of Cash. So
Damn, I had to reload it for the show. Oh man, yeah, rough weekend, dude. I had a bad DFS weekend. I don't play with a lot. Like, yeah, it's like, this year I'm doing between 10 to 15 lineups, and I do always play the millie, so that's 20, right? So like I'm only playing around with like $100, and the goal is to never reload. And thankfully this weekend I put in about 100, just various tournaments. Still trying to get my sort of strategy with tournaments. Like, I've been doing different stuff this year. I love it. Like, I find small tournaments where I'm not going to win as much, but you like, so I only won $25, and it was because I got like 300th place in a smaller tournament, but that was it. Like, the rest of my, I was right near the money in a couple of them and just off in a bunch of them. But yeah, man, this past weekend, yes, not on Joe Burrow, not on the Jamar Chase Joe Burrow stack. Yeah, it's fantasy is it's gives out a lot of. You want to hear something funny? You want to hear something hilarious?
Of course, yeah.
So in our home league, I am up by, I think, 15 points versus the first place team. And this is our boy Vince. Vince Sanity had San Francisco's defense as his starting defense.
As one would.
And 5 minutes before the game last night, switched him out for Green Bay's defense, and the defense got 20 points last night. So
Galaxy brained himself on that one.
Yeah. And he texted me at like 11:45 last night. Like, of course,
distraught.
Yeah, of course, San Francisco got 20 points, and I was just like, yeah, the joys of fantasy football, my friend. The joys of fantasy football. So,
for sure. I mean, I drafted DJ Moore on several teams thinking he was going to blow up and have a stellar beginning of the season. Well, a couple games in, he was, wide receiver 59 or something, not crushing it. Now he's like top 10, right? 50-point game. 55-point game, whatever, 51 points, whatever league you're in. You might have a couple of extra roster bonuses there for, scoring 50 points,
He's
whatever.
fourth. He's fourth in BFFs.
Fourth, right. I mean, so, it is wild. DJ blew up, and there's our boy, Bo McBrayer. We got to shout out Bo. Took down the chalk block week 5 tournament. He scored like 680 points.
He was on the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase stack. I want to know how he knew his calf was all better.
Yeah, he just knew.
He
knew. Bo was on to it. He didn't let us know. He played.
You didn't do chalk block too. Yeah, you missed out on the intel. You missed out on the healed calf intel.
Oh my God, Bo would have been all over there making all the money. Right. Yeah, I started Stroud against Bo and got my doors blown off too. So, calf schmaff.
Calf schmaff.
No, it's true. I mean, listen, get Jamal Burrow the fucking ball, right? Excuse my cursing, as he said. I like how the coach Zach Taylor said, no excuses. Like, no, I don't. No, yeah, fucking right. Yeah, I love it. So this week, that's what happened. You saw those 3 touchdowns, just K magnifique, Bo. Ridiculous. So.
Yeah, did you start DJ Moore on every one of your teams?
I did start DJ. I won on every single one that he was into. So
yeah. I on me and my son's team, a 10-man league. I have Debo, I have Brandon Ayuk, I have Chris Olave, I have Puka, sat him. Sat the DJ.
Ooh, that's a family league for who's going to take people out to dinner, right?
Right. Could have had highest score. My wife is running up the highest score total on me now. She has Tyreek Hill.
Sticking it.
Yep, she's up 3 weeks to 1 now.
Families.
No, I guess it'll be 4 weeks to 1. That's not good. Yeah. So could have won with the DJ Moore start. Oh, rough. I'm still gonna win, but
could have won big.
Could have won big.
Yeah. Well, it's nice for, the DJ Moore truthers like myself out there. I drafted him in the 4th round in a lot of drafts, hoping he would be that wide receiver 1 that he was kind of hinting and toying with there in Carolina a couple years back and forth. So I'm through the moon. It's not going to be like that every week, though. He doesn't play Emmanuel Forbes every week or Kendall Fuller. Who they're getting their doors blown off. They are in disarray in Washington, which just now Josh Harris said, I don't know if people will come to the games if we keep losing. Well, way to go, Red Solo Cup. You figured it out. 2 games in, getting blown out by 30 points. I mean, they're down 53 points in his regime here at home already. So not great, Josh. Not great.
Yeah, I do think, though, however, with Justin Fields, Joe Burrow, and Trevor Lawrence, week 5 was just kind of a beautiful confidence builder. Trevor Lawrence just put up the same sort of stat line that he always does, but if you're watching the game, he just looked really, really good, and all those guys did. Like Justin Fields, I mean, it's so odd how he just is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and he just flips the switch, and depending on who you want to be the good guy in the scenario, I guess Dr. Jekyll, because he's the doctor. He goes from just, is this guy going to be able? Is he headed to the XFL to just perfect pocket passer, just sitting back there? Then of course he can do everything with his legs. Had one run where he ran, all the way to the sideline, turned back, ran to the other sideline, got 5 yards, looked like he could have broke it for 50. He's just a little tired, just making, back shoulder throws to DJ Moore. So exciting, and then Joe Burrow, I mean, had a partial tear in his Achilles. That's what it looked like. That's the way it was playing. And in this past game was just dancing around, moving,
running,
yeah, doing what he's always done.
Yeah. This is the thing that's great about Joe Burrow. When he creates, he doesn't normally run that much. When he moves, he is moving in the pocket so that he can throw the ball downfield really far. Like that's what he's not like, I'm going to run 15 yards, or he has that little Mahomes scoot. He's trying to make space to chuck and fuck, as he likes to do. So, you love it. You see, when he's mobile, Jamar Chase then can get off of his line and that DB's line, and they can kind of like just play that downfield game. You've seen Brett Favre do it before, right? He just kind of rolls out and just, not Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Get my douchebags mixed up. I'm sorry. But he can just heave it, right? Just do a little rollout. So I'm really excited about the Jamar Chase train. I've got a few shares. Might be too late in some leagues, in some best ball leagues. I might be sunk already. I might have Kyle Pitts on one of those teams, but
Kyle Pitts comes to life too. Week 5.
I wanted to eat shit right away since I said to drop him last week. A little bit tongue in cheek, but seriously, he outscored Jonnu Smith. They both tight ends.
Same stat line. It was crazy.
27 points between them, which is great. 28 points between them. That's what you kind of want to see if you are invested in the tight end position. Drake London got his too. We talked about, or I talked about sitting him. So some wrong, some right too. We'll get to that later. But what a great weekend.
Did you see the sky cam of Bijan Robinson's touchdown?
Yes, that little the hand, the behind the hand one where
the killer
sick
crossover move, that was just for donk.
Yeah, but Bo's right, by the 11 targets for Kyle Pitts. That's
what you wanted. That's what you wanted for your Kyle Pitts drafters.
Well, I mean, listen, the problem with all offenses, they do scheme around, and then once you get in game, if you're not fluid and able to make adjustments, you can see the coaches who can't adapt and go, oh, well, this is what's happening. Let's figure out how to do it. They'll adapt the next week, all right, which is great. Like somebody said, I think somebody tweeted out, you need to get Kyle Pitts going, get him to run left. That's all they did. They had like a little sprint out of all his passes, overlay, and they were all to the left, just little run, little crossing routes to the left. So whatever it takes to get him going, I think it's smart. And next week, your boys, the Commanders, play the Falcons. We'll talk about them later and mitigate, elevate, eviscerate, all those good things. So, really interesting week, and let's chop it up. Let's talk. Let's get in. We've been doing it already. Let's get into. And I got the banner on here. I don't have my glasses on. I'm kind of blind here.
Get the ticker.
Yeah, I gotta get the ticker moving here. Let me see. Trades to get paid. I can find it here. Let me see if I can just. Yeah, there we go. Trades to get paid. So you normally lead us off, and which is fine. I respectfully, defer to you. But I got a guy, and I want to start with sell high because I want to get your reaction to the sell high because it's one of your guys, right? Okay. So, it is none other than, and I want to pull him up, real quick, and I'm going to share my screen, because you know him well. He finally had a big game. He'd been having a shitty season so far, as the kids were saying on the interwebs. A lot of hate directed his way in a new offense in Tennessee. Your boy DeAndre Hopkins. I'm selling high right now on him. This was his best game by far, right? Ryan Tannehill taking a while to get going. He's an old man now in the league. Let's just be honest. Tajay Spears flashed. He looked great. He's somebody we'll talk about later. But DeAndre Hopkins, he played well. He played some great catches. But I think you sell. I think you sell on him to somebody like you who loves him. Mm-hmm. I think when Treylon Burks comes back, it'll dent a little bit. You saw Westbrook-Ikhine. He's not going anywhere. He's a great player too. So Chig got involved as well. I think Hopkins, he was one of the top 10 wide receivers. His name was on the bottom of the screen a lot on the NFL Red Zone, right? And the NFL Network. You saw him a lot.
He saved my weekend. I have over $100 in my DraftKings account because I took a prop of 4.5 receptions for him for $25. Him and Breece Hall, I did prop bets on, and that saved my weekend because I thought he would have at least 5 catches. But man, we like to chop it up in this part, and I will push back when I don't agree.
Of course, you love this guy.
I do agree. I actually think it's a good call to sell high here. And there are DeAndre Hopkins truthers out there, so that's why I think it's a good call. I am a DeAndre Hopkins truther.
I would sell to you right now.
Yeah.
If you don't probably have him already, but
yeah, I have him in as many leagues as I can get him. But yeah, I'll tell you what, I do think that just that was a product of game script. He was supposed to have that kind of game versus the Colts.
Right. No touchdowns,
and
though. That's still a problem.
yeah, it's a big
5
problem.
games, 0 touchdowns.
It's a big problem, and there's no
touchdowns if you have him. So
there's no reduction in talent. Like
Nope.
I still would put
quarterback
DeAndre.
talent. Yes.
What's that?
It's a quarterback talent. Throwing the ball to him, yes. But no, DeAndre Hopkins is a fucking freak, dude. He
really is.
Truth.
I mean, seriously, like legitimately, like I know there's some young guys now that we could probably like rank 5 guys ahead of them, but I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, if there was a game versus the aliens, like, I don't know if I'm going to rank those guys higher than them because,
I'm bringing D-Hop because he can catch everything you throw to him.
He's going to catch everything you throw his way.
Not dropping anything. But the problem is the arm that's throwing to him and
it's the scheme too. It's the way it's their system.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't have chose a worse. Like he literally chose the worst place in the NFL to go. Like, I don't know why he chose there. I heard the Chiefs wouldn't answer his phone call. What a stupid move that was.
That's the dumbest thing, especially since now, you're one ankle away from being irrelevant. Your offense, you've got a bunch of short little receivers who are not Tyreek Hill, who are not as fast as Tyreek Hill. They're all could be running backs. And then you got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who can't run to an open end zone when Mahomes is scrambling. It's unheard of that you guys are just going to waste Patrick Mahomes when you could have had DeAndre Hopkins. I just don't think that's sustainable in this offense. And then also, let's say that Tannehill, who has been hurt, who gets hurt, who throughout the course of his career, let's say he gets banged up. You then trust any quarterback, Will Levis.
I actually think it would be better because I think there would be more YOLO balls, and I think
okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's say this. That's what we're hoping for in this offense. Is you want to wait on this? If you have him sell high now, if you want to buy him, wait for an implosion. Wait for a bad Ryan Tannehill week. We'll look at the schedule. It might be coming up soon. And when that happens, see if you can get a little bit cheaper. Wait for him to go down if you want to buy him. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to the Titans in a little bit. My sell high is Dallas Goedert.
Ooh, I like that. That's he's my elevate this week because he's not been playing for anybody the last couple weeks. So, but we'll continue. Tell me more about why you're selling right now, because he played great. He was in line with Jalen Hurts. They were back in the brotherly love category.
I mean, it's just the same idea with DeAndre Hopkins. Like, he is the 3rd, 4th, 5th option on that team. With Jalen Hurts,
they run the ball all the time.
Yeah, they're amazing at running the ball. Jalen Hurts. I mean, it like this was the game that where you drafted him. He finally broke out. You've been starting him and just dealing with the drudgery of just god awful, low targets, low fantasy output.
Low targets, indeed. Yeah.
So I mean, to me, it's not. It's not. There's nothing really more to say other than just it's an opportunity to sell high on Dallas Goedert. Yeah. I mean, and tight ends are of value. So I just think that there's other guys that have emerged. That you could potentially get off the waiver wire that are, going to be low end tight end 1 type guys and, might have a better average. I mean, minus these big games over the course of the season, because he'll have these kind of games,
Well, honestly, you might want to just hold on to him this week and play him against the Jets, because he's somebody who I do think does match up well this week and might have another good week. So maybe get 2 good weeks out of him. and then you can flip them for a little bit more because you get a higher price because you got consistency. If you're in that day trade market with tight ends, which in fantasy football, you never know what people are into. It's interesting. Yeah, but Bo's on the fool's gold, so he's selling. Bo's selling. He's not buying. Yeah, I mean Devonta Smith is struggling for targets in the offense right now. So
Right.
yeah, it's a little bit of a recession in offense, a scheme. They're back to kind of running the football a lot. 41 carries for the running backs, not even counting Hurts. So yeah, it's a different time. We'll just wait and see how this kind of has to unfold. Their defense, needs to play better too. Their defense is giving a lot of points. They play better at the end against
How about I think the Niners might
run away with it. Run away
they
with
might
it.
upend the Eagles. Like those. I mean, we didn't say it in the beginning of the season. Like when the season ended last year and then the season started this year, I was just like, they're going back to the NFC Championship. Those two teams, and now they both sit at 5-0. I just think, in terms of the Fantasy Millionaires power rankings, Cash is moving the Niners to the top.
Yeah,
they're my number one seed.
I'm with you. I'm gonna go to my sell low. It's Najee Harris. You might be able to sell just because of the name, but right now he's got 0 rushing touchdowns. He's ranking 30th in yards per carry. Right, his receiving, which you were getting him in the first year you got Najee. The reason he was top 12 running back, right, is because of his receiving. He was getting so many receptions.
Yeah,
he's got 8 targets right now. You want to see who catches the football? Let me go check out Jalen Warren real quick, right?
Jalen Warren is just the bomb RB2, bye week plug-in because every week gets you 12 points. Like
right.
I have him on
24 targets, 21 receptions.
He's not sexy, but when you got your bye week, Jalen Warren is going to fill in nice because he gets you 12 points.
Yeah, you know what? At Najee Harris, just get to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Cash did not foresee this.
I did. I had Jalen Warren and lots of teams.
Yeah. Well, not in the BFFs. I have him there.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. But I had Jalen Warren only because I thought he was gonna be of value. But I really honestly, there was a lot of people up at the expo on the Najee fade.
Zach Reason was on the Najee fade. He put it up on the panel. He just said, listen, I don't understand all this Jalen Warren nonsense. He's 12th round. You could get him for free. What are you doing? Yeah, it's stupid. I said, okay. I drafted him that day. I was like, oh, yeah. Or maybe I got him the day before, but I agreed 100%.
Listen, and honestly, it is because of the targets, because that is what it. I mean, Najee
defense sucks and they're losing a lot of games, so the opportunity is just there.
Right. I mean, I honestly, if you put Najee on it, I mean, I don't think I think he sucked last year because of his foot, and that's why I wasn't buying that he was just going to suck this year. But Jalen Warren,
he was as high as he was though. Like he was being overvalued for sure.
He was 3rd round. I thought that was, I thought that was what's that?
Thought that was fair, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that was a good price, side. Like a nice dip, like he was, 1st round draft pick. So
yeah. I just think that offense is not very good. Matt Canada, I think I brought this up last week. He's been in the red zone, like he was 0 for 26 in the red zone this year. Like what the hell, man? Or
our boy Bo had a hilarious tweet about Matt Canada because it was that clip of him watching George Pickens win the game, and there's no reaction. And Bo was like, I have 42 fantasy teams. I don't have any Kenny Pickett or George Pickens, and I had more of an emotional reaction to that play
than Matt Canada.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there. It's weird. It's odd.
Yeah. I was mistaken. On 26 first quarter drives, they had not been into the red zone. So I misquoted, but terrible, right? Terrible. They hadn't even sniffed the red zone. It's kind of like the Cowboys in the first half of the game last night. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. That was a big brother beating up a little brother and then like taking a break and then like mom and dad aren't home yet. And he's like, I'm going to do it again. Round 2, just another beatdown. Dallas looks terrible. This rate, Zach, again, I'm just telling you guys that Dak.
Oh, yep, he's in my Eviscerate too. I mean,
interceptions. I was tip of the spear. I've been eviscerating for 3 straight weeks. Just wanna put that out.
yeah, cut that Bama dude. I mean, he like legitimately. I was watching our boy Des Bryant. Like he was throwing up like he was throwing up all 22 tape, you know, and just showing CeeDee Lamb
Wide
and yeah, just oh my gosh, just like the defense that they were playing is like it wasn't even complicated. It was just like just such poor quarterback play on Dak Prescott.
I saw a few of those. I love that he's doing that because he's a Dallas Cowboy. So it's like an infighting. It's like when American criticizes an American. You're like, God damn right, good for you.
All right, let me go to my sell low. We'll go back to the Titans. Derrick Henry.
I was thinking of him. I was thinking of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and again, it's not. So I mean, when I try and come up with these scenarios, right? I really like. I actually, even though trades barely happen in leagues, they're hard to do. I mean, this is part of what we do in redraft. Like if you're in redraft, you're always at least thinking about trades, right? And
it's
like,
always on your horizon.
Yeah, and you can't make bad trade offers. It just like it like you have to, and you have to be smart. Like Derrick Henry is, you know, I love him as much as I love DeAndre Hopkins. Like he's in my like favorite football players of all time category. You know, so it's not like I'm saying sell low because I don't think he's going to continue to have Derrick Henry games, but I think it's just sort of, yeah, it kind of comes with, you know, the Jalen Warren idea. Like Tajay Spears seems like he's going to be a real thing. Again, you know, they're not targeting him. Like he doesn't get the targets that he should. And it just looks like that team is going to play the most boring style of football imaginable, and like they'll be in games, you know, and we'll see how they turn out at the end of the season. But I think, you know, Derrick Henry, I think you sell him if you were lucky enough to get like a Devin A. Chain on the waiver wire, like somebody, you know, because he's second round draft capital. So, you know, you gotta make a good offer. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to walk away with nothing, and you have to make a respectful offer looking at what he's done. But you know, like, I mean, there's people in the third or fourth round that would probably go in the second round now, and I think there's people out there that would buy on Derrick Henry. So that'd be my, you know, that's why he's my sell low, because I think I think doing sell low a lot of times is either just like the dude's garbage, or you find those guys in the first or second rounds that maybe should have gone a little later.
Yeah. No, I like your analysis. And then I pulled up Tajay Spears, who Bo just shared. You know, you could get, you know, week 2, he put him on his waiver wire article for Fantasy Pros, and I agree. I think he's somebody who in our league has not been available, so I've not snagged him up. But you know, in that offense, Derrick Henry is not getting. I mean, also he's getting, but he's not. You know when Derrick Henry's going to get the ball, and so they put 9 people in the box, and then if he gets through the line, it's a touchdown. If the guy touches him in the backfield, he falls down. Like it's just like it's like a video game. You know what I mean? It's just like is boom, 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 boom. Nope, he did boom, crash. Right, 1 yard, 2 yard, 10 yard, 20 yards. Holy shit, 50 yards. Right. So
yeah, I know, and let me say one thing about that, because I want to like. So my little observation of Derrick Henry too is exactly what you just talked about. Is like when he's getting tackled in the backfield too, I almost feel like there's an aspect of Derrick Henry this year that we've never seen, where he wants to make the Hall of Fame and he's making business decisions sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's like, you know, he's not playing that like Saquon Barkley rookie year type ball where he's just, you know, like he's making business decisions. He's like, yeah, they stuffed the box. They got me. You know,
Right up, trip me up. What am I gonna
yep,
do?
trip me up. Time's time for second and 9. You know,
What are you-
we'll see
what-
what coach
what are you-
calls.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. What are you gonna do?
Ball down. Got
Yeah.
a ball down now. Right. I mean, he's getting. This is the thing too. I'm not gonna say anything because that guy is the king, and he's
He's the
going to
king.
London. Going to London, and I like that. They said to me 2 kings in London. I was like, hell yeah, it's actually just one because it's King Henry because that guy's a loser. But anyway, you see him get manned by people so many times because this is King Henry. You know what I mean? So this guy's been around for a long time. 2016 didn't really get going to 2019. But last 4 or 5 years, man, has been unstoppable, right? So maybe 5. So you got these young linebackers who are like, I don't want to be on the end of a Derrick Henry highlight touchdown. I'm going to give him everything I have on this hit. And you just see the collisions on the goal line. They're seismic. You got to think by the time you're Derrick Henry, you're just like, I get tripped up in the backfield. Like, it's a little bit.
Definitely loving all the Derrick Henry red zone passes though. Keep going with that. I love that. Yeah, keep having him throw the ball down there. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, here's my buy high. Alvin Kamara, right? In 2 games, the man has 17 targets, back up to his old ways. But
17 targets.
Yeah, here's what I like to do: 33 attempts though. Like so. That's 50 touches, 25 touches per game. That's a shit ton of touches. That's Alvin Kamara touch level. If this continues, I've not seen Taysom stealing a bunch of touches all the time either. If this continues, we're talking top 10 RB, from here on out. And maybe he's not top 10 when you drafted him or before. Who cares, right? He's going to be consistent. I can see him, getting that 20 to, it would say 15 to 22 every couple of weeks, maybe get you a boom week, get you 25, 27, maybe get you a little bit under, get you 11.6, something like that. But he's going to get you in that 20-point range almost every single week. So I'm a big truther on Kamara. Get him. So
would you trade Bijan for Kamara?
No, because I think that just on volume that Arthur Smith is going to, that's
the reason why I would think maybe you would do it is the volume.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, that's how good of a call I think. Like buy high, like you'd have to give up. You have to give up somebody. Like everybody who drafted Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to give up. If that would be somebody would give up Bijan for him.
Yeah,
you don't trade running back for running back. You normally trade running back.
Well, yeah, you might like make a sexy like a double trade. You know, like kind of flip teams a little bit. Like, all right, I'll give you the better wide receiver, and then throw in a Bijan for Alvin Kamara type trade.
I don't know. That'd be one of the biggest trades I've ever seen. But if you have a Bijan trade out there in the works the last couple of weeks, please do send it to the FF Millionaires on Twitter. You see us pretty boys right in the picture. So I'd love to see that and just kind of see the value on that. I think Kamara is somebody who people held and waited and hoped for. So it might be hard to get him, but I think you do. Bijan was a top 5 running back. So I think maybe I'm looking more, if I'm trying to trade, maybe top 8 or 10, but not top 5 draft capital. Maybe Tony Pollard. I'd trade Tony Pollard for him.
Yeah, right? Tony Pollard, man.
I trade Tony Pollard straight up for Alvin Kamara right this second.
Yeah. Good call. Okay, I like that. I like the market that we're defining here. All right,
Monday markets, baby. Let's do it.
So I'll do my buy high is one of my he's my guy. He's my favorite guy, and he finally, even though I didn't start him in any league, he finally did his thing on Sunday. We've already talked about him. It's Joey B. And last week, my buy low was Breece Hall. I said this is the week. You better do it now.
Right.
It's over after this week. He's not going to be a buy low anymore, and he's not. He's off to the races. He's averaging 7 yards per carry. This is why Joey B makes my buy high. Right. This is it. This is your last week too. I don't know what he did. I don't know. I legitimately
stopped eating strawberry.
In the BFFs, I have 3 quarterbacks now because I have Joey B. I have Joey B. Right. I was literally looking at him and the way his calf was working for him and was thinking it might take till week 12 before he's Joey B again. Well, he was Joey B last week. First time I seen it all season. There was one particular play where he danced around and did like a karate kick, like, you know, do you know which play I'm talking about? Like there was one play where he just looked like he was just doing kung fu, like and he just looked like he got some type of Joe Rogan, you know, stem cell injection in his calf, and it's all better now. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how it healed so quick. I was watching videos of people in the locker room like T. Higgins saying, yeah, we pay attention to his limp, and like everybody's just like talking to him like, are you okay? And yeah, he just looked all better. Like, yeah, I mean, there's plays where he's running for 15 yards.
Yeah.
So I think this is the last week to buy high on Joey B.
I agree. And that throw, by the way, made me believe in God, because it is, I mean, just see his, here, look at the arm action, right? This is what gets me on this throw. Watch the arm action. Look at this in slow motion. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, Tom Brady couldn't do it better. I'm sorry. Tom Brady's
Dude, he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame. Like,
and look where it's just, oh, and they showed the overhead shot of this, which was like, oh my God. Just one of the best throws I've seen all season long. One of the best catches I've seen in stride, just like running as fast as you fucking can. It moved, Jerry. I tweeted out, it moved. It moved, Jerry.
Dude, he would have had 4 touchdowns. They called back a Tyler Boyd one too.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought you were gonna just win all the money. But yeah, so I think your guy, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Joe Burrow for president. Who is your we'll have you go, and then we'll end with me.
Buy low. Okay, my buy low is
buy low.
Javonte Williams.
Oh, I like that call.
Yeah.
McGloin looked really good the other day. You know, McGloin, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Jaleel McLaughlin.
I thought it was McGloin, but okay, you can call him McLaughlin.
Maybe it's McGloin. He just came up out of nowhere. I thought his name was Jaleel McLaughlin. All I know is
I thought
he's good. He's good. For sure.
Yeah.
You know, but
Williams is injured.
Javonte's team, I think again, you know, trade scenarios, you're thinking about interacting with an owner. The person who paid draft capital for Javonte was 4th, 5th round, right? You know, like that was the ballpark in which he was going, maybe 6th round, like in that area. And he has been nothing but disappointing, gets injured. I just think it's an opportunity, because I think when, like, in that last game before he got injured, he was ready to do what everybody thought he was capable of doing. Like, he was starting, he's already had moments, you know, and people were worried about his knee tear. And I think that there was kind of this Breece Hall, you know, like management for his knee, and that factored into how this season has gone. So I just think it's an opportunity to buy low. I don't know if he's going to come back and do what Breece Hall did, but I think it's an opportunity. So I say buy low on Javonte.
I like it. You won't hear me crapping on it. So this is somebody who I think you can buy low on right now, and he's not, you know, sucking completely, but he's not, you know, he's not who you want him to be right now, and that's Deebo Samuel. You see Christian McCaffrey have huge 4 touchdown games. You've seen Brandon Ayuk have a blow up game. You've seen George Kittle have blow up game last week, and so you know what Deebo can do. We've seen what Deebo can do, right? So right now he's hovering around wide receiver 20 or so. He was drafted a little earlier than that for most people. I think he has underperformed, and I think he will do better. I think he was a little banged up. I think he's still getting over last week and the week before an injury, and so I think that there's more to come for him. He only has 1 touchdown. He's got 0 drops on the season. So his
Yeah,
targets
2 weeks ago he had a good game. That was 2 weeks ago. That was his touchdown game, and he got injured in that game. That's when he hurt his ribs.
Exactly. So I think he is a little bit, like you said, injured. Like I said, with the injuries as well. But I'm buying because I don't think that this is going to continue. And Brock Purdy does look really good in that offense. Big cock Brock. I'm so glad I didn't tweet out right now that I did, Bo. I would get murdered. I get murdered.
Bro, you couldn't have been more wrong in that tweet. He is so good, dude. Like,
Bo
I mean,
nuts because he's a Niners fan and he used me as a proxy to have that's a true story behind the Hollywood Hills or behind the VH1 music of that tweet, because Bo's just like, also we wanted to tease the fan base because 49ers.
Yeah.
But people
stoke up the fan base.
That's me. Yeah, they love to come after me.
Twitter. That's the secret of Twitter, dude.
Yeah, except you don't want to, be just a total dickhole. So, like the counselor or Andrew Tate or any people who just stir up hate. So, but all right, Debo. Let's go over the buy highs. Were Alvin Kamara for me. For you, it was
Jody.
Yep, and then Debo for me.
Javonte.
I like it. Excellent. Very sexy. All right. So now we get to transition to the wire. The wire, it's not important. I'm not saying that. It's just not as important.
We can move right through this segment. Tight ends to me are the most exciting. Actually, defenses are the most exciting for me this week.
Who do you have? What are some of your pickups? Because
I have one for everybody. I got 2 wide receivers. I have 1 running back, 1 quarterback, couple tight ends, 3 defenses. All right, quarterback, Jordan Love by the week 6 bye. I love Matthew Stafford.
He's available in some leagues. I've seen him floating around. I agree with that.
Oh yeah, Matthew Stafford is 100% available in a bunch of leagues. I mean, if you're in a 10-man league, 100%, you can get Matthew Stafford. Rostered 34% of ESPN leagues. So 12-man leagues, maybe not, but if you can get him, I think that was the main streaming option I saw was for Jordan Love. I would get Matthew Stafford. They play the Cardinals, so a beautiful matchup for Matthew Stafford, and Cooper Kupp just comes right back in. I think he was 5 for 56 on the first drive. I thought I saw.
Yeah, he did tweet that. I saw that.
I was like, wow.
Guess who's back
dude, with Puka on that team too. Like, you could stream him, and then maybe Matt Stafford just becomes your starter over Jordan Love. Like, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. No, I do. I like it. What's Brock Purdy's availability? Do you know? I'm trying to go look him up in the BFF.
Brock Purdy is rostered 74% in ESPN. So it's over. The Brock Purdy ship has sailed.
Well, some people 74. That's
74%. Yeah,
I think it'd be higher than that, but okay.
Yeah, I mean that's
levels.
That's kind of the cutoff. Like Jared Goff is 53% in ESPN leagues. Like I'd say that.
Wow. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I forget people just suck. All right. Let's go to running back then. I've got a running back for you.
Okay.
Deonta Foreman. Have you heard of him before?
Mm-hmm.
Plays for the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have Khalil Herbert. He's banged up. Roshan Johnson. He's banged up, right? If you sat on Deonta Foreman, congrats to you. Maybe you're a psychopath. I did. I sat on him in a league. So, but we'll see what happens with the Bears situation. I think Khalil Herbert is going to be out for a couple weeks, and Roshan Johnson is in the concussion protocol. So the Bears run the football a lot, and so I think that's somebody you should look for on the waiver wire. How about you, senor?
I love that. Yeah, I only have one too. Emar DeMarcado.
Oh, for the Cardinals.
Yeah, came in, looked nice.
Yeah.
It's injury dependent like yours. James Conner knee
Ding,
issue.
Ding, ding, ding. Oof.
Yeah, we don't know the severity of it yet. At least I don't. Keontae Ingram, I think, has a neck issue. So like it's dependent on both of those. Same sort of situation as Deonta Foreman, but yeah, man. Worth a stash and maybe a play depending on how it shapes up over the week.
Yeah, and the bye week blues. It's just I don't understand. Week 5.
Week 6 isn't bad. I think it's only like 2 teams. I think it's
okay.
It's the Packers and trying to see. Let me see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I looked it up before bye weeks.
Okay. I'll allow it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any more running backs, or are you just are you
Oh,
done
the
with it?
Steelers. So who cares?
Yeah. So whoop-de freaking do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any wideouts? I got a few.
I got 2 wideouts.
Me too.
We've been talking Joey B. Tyler Boyd's out there in leagues. You know, T. Higgins has a fractured rib. If I was them, I would hold him out. And I would hold him out because you have Tyler Boyd, right? Like Tyler Boyd, just really nice filling.
Higgins. So
I mean, they don't run the same routes, but whatever. Like he is so elite. It sucks that he's the wide receiver 3 on that team, and because of the whole Joey B saga, he's been dropped. Like he was drafted and dropped, so he's out there. So that's one of my guys.
I like it. I would say for me, Josh Downs might be Gardner Minshew's favorite little new friend.
Mm-hmm.
And with Gardner looks like he's going to be man in the helm for a while. This might be an injury that takes him out for the whole season. I don't know.
Do you think so? Because it was a sprained AC joint, and it wasn't in his throwing shoulder, was it?
I think it is in his throwing shoulder.
Is it? Okay.
I think it was in his throwing shoulder if he's a righty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it's not good. So, but I do think Josh Downs benefits. Smaller guy out of the slot. Michael Pittman had been getting a lot of the attention, but Gardner Minshew. I don't know how this offense is what's going to look like exactly, but we can pull up the stats from last week, and I can check and see just what the target share was in that offense without Anthony Richardson. I have him on so many teams too. I don't like that. Yeah, he was second to Pittman. He is 6 for 6, 97 yards, not even a touchdown, but just almost a touchdown, almost 100-yard bonus if you're DraftKings too. So, you like to see that. Alec Pierce kind of an afterthought, only 2 targets. So, if you're gonna have another person in that offense throwing the football around, and you got to throw it to wide receiver, Josh Downs is available. So I would scoop and score.
I'm gonna go with Jonathan Mingo. Finally has a nice week. The Bryce Young draft, they sure did botch that. They sure should have took CJ Stroud.
I tweeted out a picture of him, right? And I think Bo, since you're here, you defended him too. I tweeted out a picture of him like on training camp. It was like him hiding behind his lineman, right? It was like absurd. He looked so tiny. And then people were like, "You're gonna find out, son. You're gonna find out." I was like, "You're gonna find out." He looks like he's like a munchkin. And so
listen, I think he will eventually develop into an NFL quarterback that's starting. We'll see what the ceiling is, because like right now, he is making the rookie mistakes. So you give him time, but like they're bad rookie mistakes. Like I saw somebody comp him to Zach Wilson in this last game, where he's throwing balls that he knows he shouldn't throw. Right. So we'll see. But meanwhile, that plays nicely for them being behind in games and having a 6'4" wide receiver who's 8% rostered. And
I like that.
Yeah. So I mean, he was drafted towards the end of the drafts, and then he got dropped. So he's out there.
I think I did tell people to pick him up last week or 2 weeks ago, possibly, but he probably got dropped because Adam Thielen is the truth. The last couple weeks,
The truth, bro.
Thielen, you've been feeling the Thielen. So yeah, that's another story. But yeah, I mean, you can pick up Rashee Rice possibly. I don't know what's going to happen if Kelsey's ankle, and I'm sure he'll play, but it just we'll see. See what the rookie can do. He's worth a flyer. But let's jump to tight end because I know that you like tight ends. Or do you have any more wide receivers?
Nope. That's it.
Is it Logan? Is it
yes. We've both of these guys. We've said them already, and that's usually how the tight end segment goes. But
right,
Logan Thomas, I think he won't be featured anymore because he's gonna get rostered. So people are gonna pick him up. Hopefully, you're the guy who does it. Like that's why that's who I had in mind when I was saying sell high on Dallas Goedert, because Logan Thomas looks like he's going to have that really like sexy floor week in, week out. And like, that's what you want out of your tight end. Like
to stay healthy. That's all.
Give me 10 points. Give me 10 points on a weekly basis. Anything over that is just like fantasy, like you get a touchdown, but if you get 10, 11, 12 points out of your tight end, like that's nice. Right. And Logan Thomas does look like he's the safety valve for Sam Howell. Like Sam Howell, he's not tall, he's not big, he moves around, but when he's back there trying to look over people, there's the tall guy. There's let's throw it that guy. He just always targeting him.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's a good call. Who's your other guy? Is it Jonnu Smith still? Are the people still?
No, I feel like the Johnny thing. People,
I got him in all the leagues.
I feel like people hopped on it. Like, so I'm gonna go with Tyler Conklin again because we
your boy, he did well. I know
we've got 2 weeks of data now. Jets beat the Broncos. Tyler Conklin, factoring in. Yeah, so I think Tyler Conklin's, similar sort of idea where it looks like he's going to have a decent floor week in, week out.
Yeah. All right, we got to go a little faster here on Elevate, Mitigate, Eviscerate. But
I got 3 defenses real quick. Jags, Bengals, Bucks, all not rostered. A couple of them don't have good matchups. But who doesn't?
I don't think the Bucks have a great matchup.
No, yeah, the Bucks. Where's the Bucks?
The Bucks up against maybe Seahawks.
Yeah, no, it's the Jags versus. No, it's the Bucks.
Lions.
Right.
Lions are playing the Bucks. That's not a good matchup for them. Yeah.
The Jags have the Colts. I'm surprised the Jags defense all those defenses are out there, and they're
dropped them because they sucked, and then they played well. I picked them back up.
Yeah. All right. Elevate, mitigate, eviscerate. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So, for me, I'll start at quarterback. By the way, last week I said elevate Sam Howell. You're welcome. This week, I'm going to say elevate the opposing quarterback to the Washington Commanders, Desmond Ridder, if you need to. If it's a bye week blues for you, if you don't need to play him, I mean, if somebody's not available, if you need somebody, I would say play him. The Commanders are not great against the quarterback. As a matter of fact, they're one of the worst teams against the quarterback. And I think that, let me see. Here we go. They give up 21 points to the quarterback. They've given up, they've only intercepted 2 passes all season. It's the worst in the NFL. So I think that they're going to have to throw the football a little bit in this game. So I like Desmond Ridder against the Washington Commanders. Their defense, by the way, a lot of puff, not a lot of, they give up a lot of points still. So
I like that. I love that, actually. I mean, I don't even know if you have Desmond Ridder rostered, but this is also a little preview into DFS mind. So Desmond Ridder, I think, is in play for DFS because of the Commanders. I'm going to go with who we've sometimes shows just have like a star. The star of the show for cash is Joey B. Listen, Joey B plays the Seahawks. Like I said, I benched him in a lot of leagues last week. Seahawks, if they weren't on bye this week, they might be last in the league
They
versus
give
pass.
up most points to wide receivers. They give up 50 points to wide receivers.
This is going to be a sexy Joey B week. He'll probably be chalk for sure because
I
of
would Boyd for sure too. Elevate him.
That's my wide receiver, Tyler Boyd.
Two.
Yeah, yeah, yep. It's
very sync this week. I like it.
It's T Higgins dependent, but I think Tyler Boyd definitely in play. This week, even if T Higgins for DFS,
I agree. I kind of did jump, because we were talking about Joy B. That's why Boyd. I forgot running backs. Who did you? I forget, but who did you elevate for RBs this week?
So it's funny how we key in on certain players, because we're always trying to find that guy on the line, right? So I've had different weeks. Yeah. I've had different weeks where I do Zach Ertz, sit him, and then I say start him. Miles Sanders was my mitigate last week versus the Lions. This week he is my elevate for the Dolphins. So
nice.
Yeah, the Dolphins are that's not a particular strength of that defense. They do give up a lot of rushing yards, and I think there's going to be opportunity for targets in that game as well because they'll be playing from behind. So,
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'll go with Miles this week.
Miles. No, it's good. I'm gonna go with Bo's favorite. I really hope he's listening so he can throw his remote control or smash something or whatever. I'm trying to find the. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Trying to do a little producing behind the scenes. I lost the comments from YouTube, so I found him. Alexander Madison, and I know Bo does not like Alexander Madison, but he's going up against the Bears. You gotta love him against the Bears. The Bears are one of the worst teams against running backs. They give up 30 points a game. They give up 8 total touchdowns and over 700 total yards. And I know Alexander Madison dropped a touchdown. He looked terrible at times, but Cam Akers is not ready to take over that lion's share. So I think they bounce back. I think they win a game. They're 1-4. The Vikings are. Is that right? 1-4.
And JJ hurt his hamstring.
Yeah, they're gonna have to run the football, and then uptick for Hawk. He's gonna play every time, but so that's my elevate over at running back. What about you at tight end? Who you elevating at the tight end?
Another star of the show, Logan Thomas versus the Falcons. Yeah,
I love it.
Play him.
I'm doing Dallas Goedert. I mentioned it against the Jets, but I just think that the Jets have great coverage. They do a great job against wide receivers, but against tight ends, they're not that great, and that's what you want. They're worst against tight end. They gave up a touchdown to Adam Troutman last week. They gave up 17 fantasy points per game, giving up 5 touchdowns so far, almost 300 yards. So that's a recipe for success for me for Goddard. Might pick up a tutty. Anytime touchdown, might want to bet that. So defense in your court, brah.
Jags versus Colts.
Same. Ding, ding. Yep. Same. Okay. All right. On to the mitigation. Who shall not see the field this week?
CJ Stroud versus the Saints.
Good call.
Yeah. I if you have CJ Stroud, he's probably your number 2 guy in your QB carousel. So not a hard sit. Saints D's just they're just continuing to play just lights out. And CJ Stroud, man, I mean, dude, he set the record this past week for rookie quarterbacks without the most amount of pass attempts without an interception. So dude is money.
Yeah, he is.
It's just a bad matchup.
I agree. My sit, and I'm not sure if he plays. He's had a week off. Is Deshaun Watson against the 49ers? Do not play Deshaun Watson against the 49ers. It's not going to be good for him against the 49ers. I would just rest him. That's all.
Rest him. Go rest him.
Just let him
get some rest.
Yeah, 49ers are third against quarterbacks. They give about 11 points. They turn Dak over 3 times interception wise. They just don't.
I bet you he plays better than Dak. I'm actually excited. I'm
Great.
excited. I'm excited to see what he does in this game. Like you know, yeah, I think
it'll be a better game for sure. I think he'll keep them in it. It'll be one of those like 28-21 games.
I think this game's going to be a very a good. It's going to be a good. Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. Like, there's a lot of things that I think are interesting.
I'm sitting him though in this because I don't trust him coming.
No. Yeah, it's just it's a good safe call. Like, yeah, look elsewhere as a fantasy manager just for just the odds. But as a fan, I'm very interested to see if Deshaun Watson steps up and plays in this game. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. RB.
I'm going to go with Zach Moss versus the Jags. Good, really good front line. Good defense. You got Gardner Minshew. Now you have Jonathan Taylor back. I think a lot of Zach Moss.
Trade him high right now.
Who? Jonathan Taylor?
Oh no, Zach Moss.
Yeah, trade him, sell high. Yeah, I mean,
right now.
Listen, I think a lot of people in leagues that I'm in, did sit him last week, and they're like, nope, never again. And I think this is the week. Actually, you should sit him. Sit him versus the Jags.
You don't chase points. No, it doesn't work that. No, I like it. I'm going to say sit Brian Robinson against the Falcons. The Commanders, they abandoned in the falling behind. They abandoned the run last week, so it made him kind of just non-existent. He became a decimal back. That means how many yards he got is how many points he got. So if he got 62 yards, he got 6.2 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to win you anything in fantasy football. And right now, the Falcons, they rank number 1. They give up 12 yards. I'm sorry, 12 yards. That's good. No, they give up 12 fantasy points per game, 0 rushing touchdowns, 0 receiving touchdowns. They've got about 500 total yards. That you just saw Dameon Pierce, one of our sits last week. He couldn't get much going. They ran him like 20 times against them. He could not get going. So I do really like Atlanta's defense to just shut down Brian Robinson this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, wide receiver. Listen, somebody's gonna eat on this team as wide receiver, but I am gonna go Devonta Smith for the Eagles.
That's my guy too. Oh,
really?
Yeah. It's a little gross right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bad matchup, and yeah, you just expect that game to be. Listen. The Jets are a good defense, but actually, probably the weakest part of their defense for whatever reason, because they have a good front line, is the run. That's
run football, run down their throats.
Yeah, they're just going to do what they do anyway versus whoever they're playing. And
punch.
Yeah, a lot of brotherly shove tush pushes.
Yeah. Let me just say this for the record. I want the whole world to know this.
I want you to comment on this. I've seen you battle online about it, and I'm with you.
Yeah, mitigate a lobby possibly. I want to say this. If you think that a play should be outlawed because one team is better at it than executing it than any other team, shut the fuck up and stop watching football because you're a bitch and you don't deserve the game. Bye. Shut up.
It's so weird. I don't understand. It's like
play. No, it's not. You don't know what you're talking about. It's a play I've watched repetitively in the NFL. It's a football play.
Right.
Stop it. I'm sorry for getting angry, Mike.
No. I'm glad to take a moment here and get into. I want to get in. I want to say, let's talk tush push, because here's the thing. I think it's so weird how it's just like all the announcers are like, they're like prepping us for this decision that's coming down the pike. And then, you even have other people, just regular Joe Schmo people who love the game, saying like how they hate it. And I'm like, why do you hate it? this is such a cool, like, it's an evolution of the game. Like, we love to see evolution in football. Like, this team and this team, like you said, is the only team that can do it. Some teams can do it kind of good, like, but Jalen Hurts squats like 650 pounds. He squats like what Nick Chubb squats.
Nathan
And
Kelsey.
it's why are you taking this away from him? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a rule targeting a specific team. And I
Yes.
think it is anathema to the game. And if you bring that bullshit, I will fight you in your hometown. I will fight you because you are a clown. I will fight you in the stairs. I will fight you and burn your hair. Whatever it is, I'll rhyme from here and there. It's so stupid. I can't.
And this is what bothers me about it too, is acting like this is bad for the game. They're going for it on 4th down. Like, what's more exciting than that? Like,
Listen, I'm not an Eagles fan at all. I grew up down the street from Philly, not admiring the people who go there and who are fans of. This is a great team. This is a great play. Stop them if you can. If you can't,
right.
you learn the rules and you cry about it. It makes me so angry. And
It's
I think
effing football too. Like, this is like, it is like rugby. Like,
pants on.
It
Right.
comes out of the mindset of big men battling against each other for small spaces of real estate. Like, come on.
You know what? The year is 2052. Single one-on-one blocks are the only blocks allowed in the NFL now. If you accidentally touch another person while you're engaged in a block of another person, you're disqualified from the game and you're banned for life. Like,
But this doesn't cause injury. Like, that's the other thing
you're
too.
stupid and you're the Giants and you don't know how to do it, and then you get manhandled by other stronger men. Like that, we're gonna outlaw groups of 15 men tackling each other. There's too many guys here. Don't come into this pile. This pile's reached its max limit. You are the 11th guy in the pile. You get a flag. Like, what are you talking about?
If anything, it's better for player safety than having a running back run as fast as he can for 15 feet into a wall of 350-pound dudes.
Of butts.
Right.
Oh, how did my ACL tear? Some guy ran into the back of me and then fell on all my legs.
I just don't like how it's like coming down the pipe. Like, it's like,
I hate it.
Like there's this weird sort of milieu in all the games where they're all just like talking about how the rules association is going to take a look and how, they make like they're annoyed by it. And it's like, why are you annoyed that you're announcing a game and you're watching someone go for it on 4th down? This is great. This is high drama.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We got off track, but yeah, good. That was a great rant that we went on because it's just such bullshit. All right. My wide receiver. Did you get your wide receiver mitigated?
Devonta Smith. You're Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
That's how we got on the tush push.
Oh yeah. Tight end Dalton Schultz.
That's my guy too. Yeah.
All right. This is going to be a good week for the Millionaires. I love it. Yeah. No, it's just against New Orleans. They're one of the top teams against tight ends. And you got Lattimore back there. You got some big old hombres to mess with. And is this in New Orleans? I'm checking to see if it's in. I hope it's in New Orleans. Nope, it's in Texans. That's fine though. New Orleans travel. They'll be fine. They're right next to each other. So, yeah, I'm into the Saints. Saints look so good against the hapless Patriots. Bill Belichick, by the way. It's like, he sold his soul to the devil to get Tom Brady, and then he gets Mac Jones as like his comeuppance. So, it's beautiful to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Defense, I have 2 defenses and they're in the same game. I don't want the Seahawks or the Bengals. I think that game's going to be litty. I think we look in our next segment, DFS, for who we start on both sides of that game. I think that game's going to be fun. I think Kenneth Walker's definitely in play.
Oh yeah. I'm sitting the Jets defense because I don't want anybody up against the Eagles. They're just going to run the football 7,000 times,
right?
And going to score 35 points. So no, thank you, Jets. Sit them down.
All right, let's eviscerate some people. I'm eviscerating the entire New England Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson was going to be my sell low, but nobody's buying. You don't have to necessarily cut him, but everybody else, the whole New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, buy.
Burn them down. Burn
Yeah.
them. Yeah. No, it's for me. It's just Dak Prescott again. I didn't.
And Dak Prescott.
People didn't listen to me. He's still rostered. Like, what are you doing? He's still rostered. 3 interceptions. He is.
Oh,
still
dude, in my keeper league that I have Joey B in, I was dealing with so much shit talking on the text thread. And one of the main culprits of it was a guy who has Dak Prescott. And I was like, you have Dak Prescott and you're saying this to me? Like, dude, shut it down. Zip it up. Like, come on.
It's not good. Dak Prescott ranks 21st in fantasy points. That's bad. That
Garbage.
Baker Mayfield, Desmond Ritter, Stafford, Lawrence, Josh Dobbs, Howard, Jordan Love, Stratford. I mean, everybody. Stroud, Goff. I mean, just get out of here, dude. Yeah. So,
All right, let's build.
Okay. Yes, let's go to the. Oh, hold on. I got to change the graphic. Is that what it is? No, that's something else. Hold on. DFS Stacks of Cash. Yeah, I did. You heard my sad story earlier. I did have to re-up. My wife's going to not be happy when she finds out 250 more of my dollars or her dollars are now my dollars.
You did a big reload.
It suggested 500. I just said, no. I can't.
I like it. You're a fantasy millionaire, baby. Come on.
Shut up, DraftKings. Just shut up. Don't do it. I'll do it. I know. All right. So you talked about Desmond Ritter before. Are you interested in his price? Let's look and see, because I mean, he's only $5,000. He's $5,000. That's great. Who would we stack him with though?
Nobody.
Just leave him naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about can I put who tight end wise, Laporta or Hawkinson? Hawkinson's $1,000 more if you wanted to do that. Laporta, dude, I don't know. What do you think? I'm just jumping.
What about your guy Goddard?
Yeah, that's true. We can go Goddard there. 4,800. That's not a bad deal. All right, let's go. Let's look at our running back situation here. Brian Robinson, 7,200. Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Brian Robinson is 7,200. That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane. I would go Alvin Kamara against Houston, honestly. And
Kenneth how about Kenneth Walker?
I do both. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do some wide receivers.
Pay up for Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I'm paying up for Jamar Chase. I am definitely paying up. Do you want to go look and see the price of Tyler Boyd? Because he might be like, yeah, he's only 4,600.
Yeah.
We could do somebody different. We don't have to do him. I'm just asking.
We'll keep him on the back burner.
He's a thought. Okay. All right. Right. You want to keep going up high to the wide receivers?
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Where is scroll down. It's down. Let's see. I'm thinking we go Metcalf. No, we do Walker. No.
Walker. Do you want to do DJ Moore against Minnesota? They rank 30.
Yes, I do. I want to do DJ Moore.
Okay, I'm thinking Adam Thielen against Miami.
It's nice and safe.
Yeah. And then we've got. Let's go get a defense real quick, and see. I would like to go to the cheapest defenses. The Browns, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Bears.
Buccaneers, dude. Buccaneers.
I go Buccaneers. And then our flex, we got 3,700. So let's see what we got in our flex. 3,700. It's going to be interesting. Let's see.
Curtis Samuel.
You got Shaheed, Lazard, and Jigba.
Curtis Samuel, dude.
Do you want?
He's the wide receiver 1.
Kyle Pitts is down there. You could stack him up there in that game. Desmond Ritter to Pitts.
Then I'd just take Pitts and then switch out Goddard for a better flex if you want to do that.
All right, let's do that then. We'll put in Pitts because I mean, he's so cheap, right?
Yeah.
if you're gonna have Ritter,
Yeah.
okay, hold on. Somehow I went the wrong way. I done fudged up. Okay.
How much is he? 35. Yeah.
Well,
There's
no, hey,
33
Logan
left.
Thomas. Logan Thomas, 3,500. There's your guy. There's Logan. We'll
Okay.
put Logan in there. Logan.
Yeah. Safer.
Yeah, we're concentrating.
All
the
right.
point. All right, now
All right. Now we're at 48. Well, we have 5. All right.
We're
That's
5. We're
beautiful.
5. Yeah.
I love it. All right. 5.
Miles Sanders, if you want to do Miles Sanders. We have Thielen already, but I'm just letting you know we got
I'm fine with Miles Sanders.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think they
Kittle.
get
No, George Kittle. Let's put George. I'd rather have George Kittle.
You want to go George Kittle?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's better upside, I think.
Okay.
That's just my thought.
All right.
You saw what we did last week. So, okay. So it's Desmond Ritter, Alvin Kamara, Kenneth Walker, Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen, Logan Thomas, George Kittle. This is a great team, except for Desmond Ritter. All we need is Desmond Ritter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Updated the entry. If we win, we'll let everybody know for sure. All right. Let's jump to 3 tweets. The tweets are 3. Let's go home to me. That's how I can always do it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That is sexy, though. Fantasy Millionaires. Go to the Ralph Macho. All right. You want me to pull up your tweet? You want me to go first? You want to go first? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll go first. This is from our boy Chuck Bass. He just describes what Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, 11 points, Zach Moss, Tajay Spears, 47 points, and then this is from the league.
Make sure it's loud.
I hate fantasy football, and it's the only thing I ever really loved. I hate fantasy football, and it's the only thing I ever really loved.
It's so perfect. Oh, I love Chuck so much.
Shout out Chuck.
Yeah, shout out Chuck Bass. If you're not following him, fuck you. All right. All right, so here's mine. It's back to our boy. You know, the Ravens loss we didn't even talk about it. It was one of the most epic kind of end of the game witching hour bullshits I've ever seen. Right? They got a safety. They gave a long touchdown. Like they were just giving the ball away. Crazy. So this is our boy Stavi. He's just ready to have a mental breakdown, and let's enjoy. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let's enjoy.
The Ravens fucking suck. We were smashing to win a fucking Super Bowl. Now we're losing to the Pittsburgh Spoilers. Matt Canada sucks dick. Kenny Pickett sucks dick. Lamar fucking sucks. Bench Lamar, yo. How you gonna throw a fucking jump on an OBJ, Lamar? The man ain't got no knees left, Lamar. Zay Flowers running in the fucking open field, trip over his own penis. Would have had fucking foul. We need fucking. Where's Brandon Stokely at? That know the game. You're smart. Study the film. Ain't gonna fucking trip when we need a fucking touchdown. And by the way, that punt was suspect. The Ravens fucked up, but if you look at the footage, if you slow it down, that ball was moving strange. I think the officials put a special ball in there, and the Steelers guy had fucking magnetic gloves, and it went right to his fucking hand. We fucking suck dick. John Harbaugh, you must resign. You have embarrassed the people of Baltimore. I ain't been this disappointed since I met this sexy girl on the internet, and when I showed up to her house, it was a bunch of guys off the news telling me they want to read the transcripts of the chat I sent her on AOL Instant Messenger. Fuck! The only thing keeping me going is that this Thursday, Starvos Halkins, a pretty good comedian, is going to be doing a show, and there's still tickets left to his show. So buy those tickets. I'm going to be there. I'm not allowed. I'm going to be on the parking lot selling Fire Harbaugh t-shirts because I'm not allowed on the premises due to an incident I don't really want to talk about right
now. I think you win. So I'm going to give that one to you. But I do want to just show you guys one of my favorite tweets. And this is by the Jets. And they, as soon as they beat the the hapless Denver Broncos and Sean Payton, they tweeted this out. They said, when you lose to the off-season champs, and dude, this thing has gotten 11 million views. They crushed it.
That's awesome.
I just had to give that shout out to them real quick. But you're the winner, so let's get your second
All right,
tweet.
scroll down.
Right up here.
That guy, yeah. Look at this. This is hilarious. It's not just American football. Watch these dudes. This is in Europe. Fighting with an 8-year-old.
And he's saying 1-0.
Yep, 1-0.
1-0. 1-0. Look at that. He's so confident. He's got 6 beers in him. He's ready to go. Dude, I love that. Awesome, man. This has been one of my favorite shows. This was great. Please go follow Mike Collins if you do not know him. He is the Ralph Macho. Go to my home, please. Yeah, there's me. I am Nimble W Numbers, Scott Simpson. We are the Fantasy Millionaires together. Let's get near 1,000. We got to get over 1,000. We're at 930. Let's get 1,000 by the end of the year. Follow these sexy guys. We used to have beards. Well, you still have one. I've lost mine. Now I'm just mayor of Miami, out there exercising, looking good every day, giving people what they want. But I think that's all I have. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
War, destruction, chaos, pain, and heartbreak to your opponents in week 6. Peace and love everywhere else.
Yeah, play Devin Chain everywhere.